The Army and the armed forces in general remain apolitical to enable the successful conduct of the 2023 general elections.
2023 general elections, President Buhari directs armed forces to remain apolitical.
We are working with the plans of the Food and Agricultural Organization, the FAO, in an agricultural cooperation with the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Greater cooperation in sight as Nigeria and Republic of Vietnam sign Memorandum of Understanding on Defense.
The 2023 budget proposal that has been prepared within a process of strict sincerity and also with a high sense of responsibility in line with the established regulations and procedures.
Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning clarifies issues on 2023 budget. It's nice to have you join us on the network news on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. Michael Olaleye will be joining us from Lagos. Remember to follow this news live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media handles displayed on the screen. Let's begin with news from the security sector. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the nation's armed forces to remain apolitical and continue to operate within the framework of the Constitution towards ensuring the successful conduct of the forthcoming general elections, declaring open the 2022 Chief of Army Staff's annual conference in Sokoto. The president said the army, as a key element of Nigeria's national power and catalyst for development, must also provide the needed aid to civil authority. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo was there for NTA News.
The positive feedback I have been receiving reflects that an appreciable level of stability is being attained across the country.
Acknowledging the tremendous successes achieved by the Nigerian armed forces in the renewed onslaught against insecurity, President Muhammadu Buhari said increased instances of mass surrender by terrorists in particular is an indication of their resilience and resolve to bring lasting peace to the Northeast. He lauded the sustained efforts at curtailing the youth restiveness and secessionist struggle in the Southeast, as well as banditry in the North Central and the Northwest regions, which he attributed to intelligence-driven operations and improved synergy amongst the security agencies.
You must therefore maintain the tempo in all theaters and double your efforts in information gathering, as this will greatly assist you to comprehensively defeat all forms of security threats facing the nation. I assure you that the country remains grateful for your selfless services and sacrifices. We will forever be indebted to the officers and soldiers that paid the supreme price while defending Nigeria.
The president, however, insists on improving human rights obligations during their operations so that the hearts and minds of the people can be won.
It is also imperative for me to state that the Army and the armed forces in general remain apolitical, as will be required to support the civil authority by providing a peaceful environment to enable the successful conduct of the 2023 general elections.
During the conference, with the theme, Building a Professional Nigerian Army for the 21st Century Security Environment, operations of the troops in the various theaters will be reviewed towards evolving enduring strategies for improved performance.
I want to assure Mr. President and indeed Nigerians of our unalloyed loyalty, total commitment to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the defense of the territorial integrity of this great nation.
The Ministry of Defense will continue to work with the stakeholders to provide the necessary strategic guidance to enhance our national security.
On behalf of my brother governors of the Northwest, and indeed governors of the country, rest assured, Mr. President, for our continued support and collaboration in this direction for us to achieve lasting peace in our dear country.
As part of the ceremony, recognition awards were presented to deserving personalities for impacting positively on the operations of the Nigerian Army. They are Abdul Samad Rabiu, Ali Kodangote, retired Colonel Hamid Ali, Jim Ovia, Tony Elimelu, and the immediate past Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai. Earlier on arrival in the seat of the Caliphate, President Muhammadu Buhari paid homage on the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III. The Sultan used the opportunity to formally appreciate the Nigerian leader for his administration's recent policy decisions to introduce history in the school curricula, as well as the teaching of primary school pupils in their mother tongues.
These two great policies, I think, are so important to us, and want to commend you and urge you to go on with your own resolve to ensure a free, fair, and credible elections in 2023. You have always assured us, and we believe you will do what you have promised. We'll give you 100% support and prayers, inshallah.
President Muhammadu Buhari has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated his commitment to handing over the leadership of the country to an elected president, saying the May 29 handover date remains sacrosanct. This was while receiving a special envoy of King Mohammed VI of Morocco. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
The Moroccan envoy and Minister of National Education, Preschool and Sports, Shakib bin Musa, is here to deliver a special message from King Mohammed VI. Although the content of the message was not disclosed, the envoy reiterated to President Muhammadu Buhari the friendship and solidarity of the king, the government, and people of Morocco with Nigeria. The president promised to study the message sent and respond accordingly, saying, however, that he will continue to cherish and strengthen the very warm and highly beneficial relations between the two countries. President Buhari used the opportunity to reaffirm his commitment towards ensuring the conduct of free, fair, and credible 2023 elections. He also promised a smooth and peaceful transition to the next administration, stating emphatically that the May 29 handover date to his successor in office is sacrosanct. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Still on diplomatic relations, Nigeria and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam have signed a memorandum of understanding on defense. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the signing in Hanoi, Vietnam, said the collaboration will be the beginning of greater cooperation, not just in the area of defense, but other areas of mutual interest. State House correspondent Jide Unifadi reports.
The Vice President was received by Vo Tian Chen, Vice President of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Both leaders witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding on defense between both countries. Vice President Osinbajo sees the agreement as an open door to other good things to come for both countries.
Not just in the area of defense.
The Vice President congratulates the leadership as well as the people of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam for the dramatic change of fortune in the nation's economy and for the contribution as part of efforts to eradicate the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are working with the Food and Agricultural Organization, the FAO, in an agricultural cooperation with the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. We hope that that collaboration, which will bring about technical assistance and cooperation between the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and Nigeria, especially in the improvement of the rice value chain.
Speaking on improving trade, Vice President Osinbajo notes that this can be progressed beyond the present $500 million trademark.
Is somewhere in the order of about 500 million US dollars now. Sure that we both will agree that we can do a lot more in terms of improving trade.
Nigeria, as one of the largest producers of cashew nuts in Africa, is also looking forward to a collaboration with the Vietnamese government on agriculture. The Vietnamese vice president commends the Nigerian president in achieving so much of the nation's socio-economic targets and expressed the importance of the collaboration between the two countries with a promise that the administration will continue to work in strengthening the ties. Vice President Chemi Oshimajo had earlier visited the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum to pay respect to the late Vietnamese leader. In Hanoi, Vietnam, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Back home in Nigeria, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has informed the Senate that preparation of the 2023 budget followed due process and involved ministries, departments and agencies of government before it was presented to the National Assembly. The minister stated this at a meeting with the Senate Committee on Appropriations, which demanded clarification on what it calls confusing items in the budget.
Just start by introducing the subject that has become a matter of controversy in the media. The 2023 budget proposal that has been prepared by the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning was prepared amongst within a process of strict sincerity and also with a high sense of responsibility in line with the established regulations and procedures. Over the past couple of days, there has been a lot of misinformation in the media regarding certain provisions in the 2023 budget, totaling about 423.8 billion. In fact, the headline was 424 billion.
There is no controversy in this matter. For us, we know what is provided for in the budget. We know there's nothing that has been done wrong. But we decided to call her for the sake of allowing the public to understand, to hear from her. But we've studied the entire document and we saw there's nothing wrong with that.
The Senate is expected to pass the 2023 budget next week. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management says selection of beneficiaries in all federal government intervention programs has always been even and scientific. This is when she appeared before the Senate Ad Hoc Committee investigating the alleged uneven disbursement of loans to the 6 geopolitical zones by the Nigeria Development Bank. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Gunshola reports.
This ad hoc committee of the Senate was initially set up to investigate alleged uneven disbursement of loans by Nigeria Development Bank. The scope of its mandate has been expanded to cover other transactions bearing similar allegations, especially the social investment programs of the federal government.
How much was given to Zamfara and how much is given to Lagos? They want to know in Naira and Kobo.
The custodian of social safety nets told the committee that the ministry engages empirical data in arriving at beneficiaries of all the 4 interventions.
Our intervention is being done scientifically so that people who are most impacted by poverty are those who we reach out to. But that is not to say that other states are also being left behind.
Let us see the people who are benefited from these programs. The 4 clusters were conceived, but the implementation, let us see what it is.
All these numbers you see, at the end of the day, there's no state that is not fairly treated. But I have to also mention that some states are very, very aggressive. There are states where they will not even talk to you.
With the understanding that counterclaims of some of the programs are coming from the state level, The committee requested for more specific details of all the beneficiaries. Dayo Nshola, NTA News.
NTA Network News continues shortly after some messages. Do stay with NTA.
Glow wishes you a Merry Christmas.
Nigeria, get ready. Industries, get ready. The die is cast and all is set for the first ever National Environmental Compliance Awards, NECA. Deserving facilities in different sectors will receive the award for their compliance with environmental regulations. These awards will be presented by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Date 6 December 2022. Venue, the Conference Center of the Presidential Villa. This event is powered by the National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency, NESRA, a parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Environment. Hashtag NESRA Award 2022. NESRA, ensuring a cleaner and healthier environment for all Nigerians.
Information passed down for generation.
My people, my name is Emeka. Mekus Kamat. Let me get all this people. I don't learn my lesson. Somebody come buy motor for my hand, carry big money, come give me. Now when we get bust, then my eye open. I don't know that 419 be. Now when EFCC grab them, they come grab me too. Now he make me they warn you. All of them when they do business like me, where they carry big money, well I go sometimes I go carry transfer, carry bring back. Yeah. They could shine in my eye because the special control unit against money laundering, when they call SCUMO, they don't want to say if the money pass 5 million naira for individual, no collect them. If it pass 10 million naira for company, no collect them. Can I go where? Bank. If you not do them like that, 250,000 naira for every day where this offense happen. Or they go suspend your license, or they go shut them down. Pata for your hand. No talk say I no want you.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The chairman body of benches, Chief Wale Olanipekun CFR SAN, cordially invite all members of the body of benches and aspirants to the call to bar ceremony for successful candidates in the September 2022 bar final examinations, scheduled to take place as follows. Date: Tuesday 6th and Wednesday 7th December 2022. Time: 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Venue: Body of Benches Complex, Plot 688, Institution and Research District, FCC, Phase 3, close to EFCC Headquarters, Jabi, Abuja. All guests should note that the event is strictly by invitation. There will be live coverage of the event on Channels Television, as well as live streaming on YouTube. All aspirants and parents/guardians are required to be seated at least an hour before the commencement of the ceremony, as the gates will be closed afterwards. Announcer Daniel Manasi Teller, Esquire, Secretary, Body of Benchers.
It's nice to know you're still watching the network news on NTA. The 7th edition of the PMB Scorecard 2015 to 2023 has featured the Minister of Water Resources, Anthony Forson, has the details.
Setting the stage for his water resources counterpart, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed had responded to comments credited to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who is a presidential candidate of the opposition PDP, by chronicling achievements of the ruling APC headed by President Muhammadu Buhari in all sectors.
Now that he can travel home freely, thanks to the Buhari administration, it is not sweet in his mouth to accuse the same administration of doing nothing. In the area of social investment programs, there have been 29,461 beneficiaries from Adamawa State alone of the Empower program of the Buhari administration. Under the homegrown school feeding program, so 162,782 pupils from Adamawa State are benefiting from our 1 million day program. That program employs also 2,259 cooks in Adamawa and has covered 1,236 schools in the state. How many school children did the PDP feed in Adamawa or anywhere in the 8 years of that Atiku Abubakar was vice president?
For the Water Resources Minister, in his presentation, he spoke on the status of water resources as of 2015, the agenda adopted for the sector, policies and programs, as well as infrastructure development plan for immediate and long term.
Our mandate is to develop and implement policies, projects and programs that will enable sustainable access to safe and sufficient water to meet the social, cultural, environmental and economic development needs of all Nigerians. So we are not restricted to water supply. Water supply is just an aspect. And our activities are guided, since we came into office, we've been working under 3 pillars. First is the National Water Resources Master Plan. This was a plan that was developed way back in 1995 that had been virtually jettisoned by previous administration. We had to bring it back because we have a plan.
On infrastructure, he explained that attention focused on dams and hydropower projects.
2016, we came up with a new program to enhance water supply and sanitation delivery in the country, which we call PWASH, Partnership for Expanded Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Program. And then we also, that same year, launched our new national roadmap for elimination of open defecation in the country by 2025. We also, 2 years later, developed a national action plan for revitalization of the water, sanitation and hygiene sector. And with that also came with the declaration of a state of emergency of the water supply and sanitation sector by President Muhammadu Buhari himself.
Fielding questions after his presentation, the minister cleared the air on river basins and the proliferation of boreholes.
A lot of things are happening to the river basins. It's going to take time, but we'll get there. In every country of the world, Nigeria is the only country where there is no regulation for boreholes. There is no standard. And we want to do that. We are not saying you cannot build a borehole in your house. Nobody is going to stop you to build a borehole in your house. But we don't need these boreholes. What we want to do as part of the process, and that is what that bill is also trying to do, and the fund is to make sure that for municipal water schemes, you cannot do away with boreholes entirely. In rural areas where there is no surface water source, you have to rely on boreholes.
On job creation, the minister said 622,642 persons were empowered as at 2019, while as at 2022, the figure rose to 1,227,477. This, he maintained, is in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's directives. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters has reaffirmed the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari to ensuring the 2023 general election is transparent, free and fair, At an audience with a team of election observers from the International Republican Institute and the National Democratic Institute, the chairman, House Committee on Electoral Matters, Aisha Dukku, said most of the non-sensitive materials for next year's general election have been procured.
It is our collective resolve, especially President Muhammadu Buhari, who has promised Nigerians that the elections must be free and fair. And he wants to leave a better Nigeria, in terms of democracy.
Democracy is under threat globally, right? We all have to come together, learn from each other, support each other. And so very, very interested to hear about the work that you've been doing.
Other issues discussed include the legal provisions as contained in the Electoral Act towards the credibility of the process. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the presidential candidate of the opposition People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has no moral justification to criticize the APC administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari. Anthony Forson reports.
Let me use this opportunity to comment on the increasing tendency by some opposition presidential candidates.
The Information and Culture Minister described it as an increasing tendency by some opposition presidential candidates to downplay the achievements of the present administration in their desperation for power.
The worst offender in this category has been the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. During his recent campaign in Akure, the former VP was quoted as saying that the APC had not done anything for Nigeria in 8 years.
Lai Mohammed noted that if anyone would accuse the APC-led federal government, it shouldn't be Atiku Abubakar.
What a preposterous statement from somebody who should know. I guess we can excuse His Excellency, the former Vice President, who until recently had fully relocated to Dubai, thus losing touch with Nigeria. This is because for the 16 years of the PDP rule, 8 of which Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was Vice President, there was no motorable road to the former VPC hometown, and indeed to key local governments in the southern senatorial zone that served as Adamawa's food basket and economic nerve center until the government of President Muhammadu Buhari assumed office. Today, gentlemen, the Mayo, Belwa, Jada, Ganye, Tungo Road has been constructed fully and is the road that Alhaji Atiku uses to get to his hometown of Jada.
On security and infrastructure, Lai Mohammed said Atiku is a beneficiary of the achievements of the APC-led administration.
Before the administration of Muhammadu Buhari, all the 5 local government areas in Adamawa's Northern Senatorial District were effectively under the control of the Boko Haram terrorists. Today, not an inch of these local governments in Adamawa, the home state of the former Vice President, is under the control of Boko Haram. Please note, gentlemen, that throughout that period, that was 2014 to 2017, the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, could not even go home.
In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has taken a firm stand against electoral violence and intimidation in the forthcoming general elections, urging fellow contestants to do the same and let the election be determined by voters rather than domineering intimidation of a troublesome few. This was while addressing Chatham House in London, a platform for intellectual engagement on different issues of contemporary interest to people around the world. In the address titled Nigeria's 2023 Elections, Security, Economic and Foreign Policy Imperatives, Tinubu vowed that if elected president in the 2023 elections, Nigeria would epitomize values of democracy during elections anywhere in Africa by ensuring that democratic ideals are followed and all forms of electoral violence rejected, allowing only the will of the people to prevail. The former Lagos State governor also seized the global opportunity to offer clear directions on security, economy, foreign policy if he emerges president of Nigeria.
We reduce the unemployment rate so that we can double the economy in 10 years. Nigeria is part of the global community, ready to accelerate its growth and committed to democracy, freedom, and understanding around the world. When we stick to it, democracy is not easy to manage, to promote. We have seen challenges around and across the world, but we are up to the task.
In the same vein, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, says his government, if elected, will open Nigeria to economic opportunities which will address socio-economic problems of the country. Atiku Abubakar was addressing a crowd of supporters in Lagos when his campaign train visited the state in continuation of the nationwide tour to get more votes. Onotu Yakubu reports.
Party stalwarts, including the vice presidential candidate and governor of Delta State, wife of presidential candidate, and campaign council members took turns to address the crowd of supporters. After which, the national chairman officially presented the party's flag to the Lagos State governorship candidate, Adeniran Abdulaziz, popularly known as Jandor. The party leaders said they have the template to recover Lagos State and Nigeria, harness the wealth and make it work for every citizen, irrespective of status.
Until I want a Lagos State where the rich will become richer and the poor will become poorer. That is not the Lagos of our dream. We will restore the economy of Nigeria. Those factories that have left Lagos today, they will all come back.
As the 16th governor of the state, I am going to put a stop to.
Then, the presidential candidate mounted the podium, promising to establish a people-oriented governance structure that will work for all the citizens.
On my own time, if you elect me as the president, I said and I promise, by the grace of God, I am going to set aside $10 billion so that we can empower our young men and women in small, medium enterprises.
The PDP candidate encouraged Nigerians to key into his vision for a better and prosperous Nigeria by taking the message of hope to residents in far-flung places in the state and the nation. From the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And still for more reports from Lagos, let's now join Michael, who is standing by.
Thank you, Najatu. There is no relief yet for the motoring public in Lagos State as current episode of fuel scarcity lingers, biting harder. Dana Jale, who monitored the situation, reports around the metropolis, reports that for now it takes more money and longer hours to get the products.
The congestion seen here is not the usual traffic Lagos State is notorious for. Rather, it is the outcome of lingering petrol scarcity being experienced in the state. While many fuel stations are devoid of activities, suggesting that the product is still in short supply, The long queues at some other filling stations, where the product is available for sale, represent a test of patience and will of these customers. So how long have you been here?
For like 2-3 hours, sir.
I've been here for quite 4 hours, more than 4 hours, just to get 5 liters. I'm going to put in my car. Where the car is even parked is very, very risky.
Instead of to allow the people that have been on the queue to enter, they will not allow people to enter. People will now go and maneuver, enter through the other line and buy fuel.
The stress is too much, and some people are still selling it higher price.
As for how much a litre of the product now costs, it ranges from government-approved pump price of 169 naira per litre to as high as 300 naira at some stations. As expected, commuters are at the receiving end of the situation, as they are forced to either pay higher fares or endure long treks to their destinations. They are, however, hopeful that with measures being taken by government and relevant authorities, normalcy will soon be restored. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Oladayo says the Nigerian Air Force will retain its commanding height by adopting modern measures that will further entrench the culture of safety in its personnel. He said this in Lagos during a 2-day seminar for safety personnel of the Nigerian Air Force and other safety professionals in Nigeria. Ruth Aria Samuel reports.
Amid insecurity in Nigeria, the military offensive against terrorists, bandits, and other criminals by the Nigerian Air Force has increased. The NAF in the last 1 year has invested substantially in R&D to develop unprecedented capacity to surmount current and emerging security challenges, while also enhancing its operational viability. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, while acknowledging that safety in the NAF remains a shared responsibility that requires synergy amongst personnel, he directed the Chief of Standards and Evaluation to ensure that all NAF units have at least a safety-trained officer to mitigate the dangers associated with poor safety management and procedures. The Director of Safety Nigeria Air Force also reiterated the need for all NAF pilots and aircrew to continue to be updated with evolving safety measures and ensure they keep abreast with new safety innovations in line with best international practices.
Air operations become safer, and also ground operations, in that safety, as we say, is everybody's business, not necessarily for the pilot or the aircraft engineer, but also those on ground, as what we call occupational safety, health and environment.
Sophisticated equipment that require the utmost standard of safety for those operating them, to ensure that they bring to bear what those machines have been purchased for.
The seminar will discuss, among other issues, repositioning the NAF safety management for enhanced operational efficiency. In Lagos, Ruth Ariel Samuel, NTA News.
It's at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages saying when we return, business news is next with Musa Abubakar. Please stay.
Go wishes you a Merry Christmas.
The Nigerian Interreligious Council, NIREC, under the co-chairmanship of His Eminence Archbishop Daniel Oko,
President, Christian Association of Nigeria, and His Eminence Mohammed Saad Abubakar, PFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto, and President General, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, hereby invites the general public to its fourth quarter 2022 council meeting under the theme Peaceful and Credible Elections for National Renaissance. Date 6 December 2022. Time 10 a.m. Venue Nikon Luxury Hotel, Area 11, Abuja. Father Prof. Colenius Omonokwa, Executive Secretary, Announcer.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Waste up, make sense, wake care for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. No. The brand sure them no go stress you. Call them, then they accessible. Customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try up cutter. Promisable investment. Everything we just a blend. Make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Esther, you're late again. Esther. She's a wandering light in the darkness. She's beautiful. She's a superstar. She never let her mama down. She's beautiful. She know this, yeah. She know they ever got it for her.
No phones at the table, please. Esther. I love you too.
Don't forget I'll pick you at 4. I love you.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Be inspired with inspirational quotes and win in the Top Tea Taste to Know Inspiration 2.0 promo. Enjoy inspirational quotes and get a chance to win free airtime or 10,000 Naira cash prize. Simply buy a pack of Top Tea, collect inspirational card with unique letters to spell Top Tea. Take a picture of your collection and share on Facebook or Instagram and tag at Top Tea Nigeria. Offer valid while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Top Tea. Taste to know.
Full House Refreshments is goodness to go round. Introducing the Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment, which contains fresh cow milk. Enjoy Full House goodness filled with essential vitamin and minerals. Peak, reach for your peak.
Wake up your champion with the goodness of Milo and get 50 grams free in every 400 grams pack you buy. Hurry, grab yours now.
You're still watching NTA Network News. It's time to talk business. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has provided a loan facility for the year 2022-2023 dry season farming. Director Development Finance Yusuf Ila says the Apex Bank, under its Uncle Borrowers program, will focus on only 3 crops: rice, maize, and wheat.
The dry season program will have initial strategies to do 700,000 hectares, of which wheat is 250,000, rice is 400,000, and maize is 50,000. Maize typically we do in the wet season, and we have enough strategic reserve to be able to, stabilize prices next year and even 2024.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources Timipri Silva says Nigeria will continue to work hard to ensure the country meet its Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, crude oil production quota of 1.8 million barrels per day by the end of May 2023. A statement by Horatius Igwa, Senior Advisor on Media and Communications to the Minister, indicates that the Minister spoke after OPEC agreed to maintain its present production cut among member countries to stabilize the market. He explained that the federal government will continue to improve security along the tracks of the major crude oil pipelines and block every linkages through which crude oil is stolen by oil thieves and pipeline vandals. The equities market closed bullish to begin the week in positive territory. The all-share index climbed 0.24% at 48,270.23 basis point. A total turnover of 645 million securities valued at 4.1 billion naira exchanged hands in 3,486 deals. Equity capitalization increased to 26.2 trillion naira. Now the news continues after the break.
More business from where it is to where you want it to be requires all the support you can get. GrowBiz from Keystone Bank, you have it all to unlock your business potentials. Open a GrowBiz account and receive business and financial advisory to give your business the edge to always succeed in the marketplace. Enjoy the free access to the MSME Academy, which helps your capacity to grow your business. Business loans with attractive interest rates to fund your business with ease. Maintaining your GrowBiz account comes at no cost at all. You have the business and our support. Sign on to the GrowBiz account on KeystoneBankNG.com and get the support your business needs to grow. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems, which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
How would it sound when you wake up one day and there's no country? Only chaos, confusion, bloodshed. No. We must stand for our nation. We must also stand for the armed forces. Our prayers, our validation of their efforts is what they need, which we must strive to give them as patriotic citizens. Together, we are stronger. One nation, one armed forces, one people, our Nigeria.
Wake up your champion with the goodness of Milo and get 50 grams free in every 400 grams pack you buy. Hurry, grab yours now.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh. That's the picture. Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling good and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
A peak protein breakfast gets me to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes to his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Reach for your peak.
we don't like to eat better. More nutritious meals, more veggies. But we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, feel fresh, and feel fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Be inspired with inspirational quotes and win in the Top T Taste to Know Inspiration 2.0 promo. Enjoy inspirational quotes and get a chance to win free airtime or 10,000 naira cash prize. Simply buy a pack of Top T, collect inspirational card with unique letters to spell Top T. Take a picture of your collection and share on Facebook or Instagram and tag at Top T Nigeria. Offer valid while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Top T, taste to know.
The Northeast Development Commission has reiterated its commitment to coordinating resettlement and integration of infrastructure for victims of insurgency, as well as tackling poverty, among other challenges in the Northeast region. The managing director of the NEDC, Mohammed Goni Al-Ali, made this known at a media parley organized by the Commission for 29 heads of media organizations from across the country. Yagum Subukar reports.
This media parley, organized by the Northeast Development Commission, attracted bureau chiefs from various media organizations, showcased activities of the NEDC in the region. Managing Director NEDC Mohammed Goni Al-Ali, while underscoring the importance of the media, highlighted the achievements so far recorded in the region since its establishment.
We came this, but there are a lot of demanding issues now, which cannot wait for the next 20 years to reap the investment for you to use it for other purposes. But now that we are stabilizing, I'm sure when you read the master plan, there's a clear area whereby we'll be able to invest in areas that are very, very critical.
Chairman NEDC Major General Paul Talfa, retired, assured that the Commission will continue to live up to expectations. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, represented by Group Captain Sadiq Shehu, reiterated the ministry's continued support to the NEDC. A documentary on the achievements of the NEDC was featured to acquaint participants on successes recorded so far. Papers were presented by Director General Noah and Professor Joseph Wilson. The media parley, which was interactive, accorded participants opportunity to rub mind on issues and how best to strengthen the relative peace being enjoyed in the region. The team also had a tour of projects being executed by the NEDC. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
The Kaduna State government has reiterated its commitment to providing quality education to children in the state. Governor Nasiru El-Rufai gave the assurance at a Quranic recitation and graduation ceremony of students of Iya Alu Memorial School, Zaria. Tina Turu reports.
Our pioneer students of Iya Alu Memorial School showcasing their talent, having gone through both Islamic and Western education. Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, represented by the Commissioner of Education, Hajia Halima Lawal, who noted that government alone cannot afford quality education, however said the free basic education policy is already being implemented.
We have free and compulsory education up to the senior secondary level.
The government cannot afford, to cater for everybody. The entrepreneurship is the way forward.
Other speakers at the event charged parents and teachers to live up to their responsibility by inculcating in the children sound moral teaching. Founder of the school and former Assistant Controller General of Customs, Bashir Abubakar, urged the graduates to be good ambassadors of the school by exemplifying good conduct in both learning and character wherever they find themselves.
I employ you to practice self-reliance, dedication, honesty, and how to help one another.
The students showcased their innovative and vocational skills as those who distinguished themselves went home with various gifts and cash prizes. In Zaria, Tina Toro, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with His Royal Highness Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi Torunbuwa II as he marks his 60th birthday. The President celebrates with the renowned lawyer, chartered accountant and financial guru with recognized expertise in insolvency and restructuring for bringing his education, knowledge and integrity to bear on Remo land, culminating in his recognition and award of the National Honor Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR. As Oba Torunbuwa II marks his 5th anniversary as the 19th Akaribo of Remo land on Wednesday, December 7, President Buhari rejoices with the government and people of Ogun State, especially the indigenes of Remo land, who have witnessed tremendous peace, progress and development which have characterized the Akaribo's reign. The President also prays for God's continued guidance and good health for the esteemed monarch. And up next is Sports Update.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup round of 16 matches climaxed Tuesday with the only remaining African representatives at the Mundial, Atlas Lions of Morocco, taking on the 2010 champions Spain at the Education City Stadium, Qatar. Portugal faces Switzerland for a place in the last 8 of the tournament in the second match of the day. 3 national and sports festival records were broken in the 100 meters freestyle at the ongoing National Sports Festival in Asaba. Adako Wando of Bayelsa State set a new festival record time of 1.00.07 seconds. Timipri of Delta State also set a new national festival time of 2.04.52 seconds in 200 meters butterfly women event.
The time I swam so far is, I think I'm improving on my time. And the international ones, I'm also improving on the times as well.
Edo State emerged winner of the ODI cricket event in the female category after playing 59 runs in 15.2 overs to defeat Ebonyi. Oyo State defeated Kaduna in the men's category by 2 wickets. In tennis, Team Oge over the weekend emerged winners of the FCT Inter-Club Tennis Tournament held at the City Sports Club Abuja, beating Abuja Country Club 6-2 in the deciding men's doubles final.
Ideal. What we want to see all over places in Nigeria.
This is an opportunity for a lot of people to know that this kind of tournaments can be represented anywhere in the country.
The one-day tennis tournament had 6 teams within the Federal Capital Territory in attendance. With sports updates, I am Chukunonso Nwabweze, NTN News.
The death has occurred of Malam Muhammad Mayaki, the Gado Damasu of Gumel, retired permanent secretary in the Jigawa state government. Aged 69, Mayaki Gumel was a resource person to the media, especially the Nigerian Television Authority, and contributed to the development of cultural activities in Nigeria. He is survived by a wife, children, and grandchildren. On that note, we conclude the network news. Thanks for watching. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.